Good evening. I'd like to call this Fiesta meeting to order. Thank you, everyone, for the beautiful medals. Before we begin, board members, I'd like to make a correction to the agenda. Item 7H will be removed and placed at a later date. Dual language program redesign. If I have any questions or anyone against it? Hearing none, there'll be a friendly amendment. Okay, with that, we'll go into the invocation and pledges of allegiance.
Thank you. Everybody can please stand. Let us take a moment to reflect on the importance of our work and the well-being of our community. As we gather here today, let us draw upon the values of compassion and dedication to guide our decisions. May we approach our discussions with open minds and respectful hearts, seeking common ground and understanding. Let us strive to create an environment where every voice is heard and valued. As we embark on the business of this meeting, let us remember the impact of our decisions on the lives of those we serve, our students, families, and staff. We thank you for everyone that has joined us here this evening. We ask for special blessings for our seniors and their families as we begin to celebrate the class of 2024. In your name we pray, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, now let's go to the fun part, recognitions. Dr. Ball.
Yes, tonight is an exciting night. We have lots of recognitions for various reasons. So this is the best part, certainly, of the meeting. So I'm going to ask Ms. Collier if she'll help me with this.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Ball, everyone. First up, we're going to recognize our students of the month. Would Southwest Elementary School Catarina Bernal please come forward? Catarina, known as CJ, is known as the leader and a team player. She has a positive demeanor and mentors two younger students. CJ is accepting of everyone as she is non-judgmental and will look for a solution for all challenges she encounters. CJ thinks of others and will help anyone who comes across her path. CJ has been on the robotics team since the 2nd grade and has competed at 2 First Lego League events. The robotics team has made it to regionals twice thanks to her contributions. CJ is a wonderful class leader who meets expectations. When she grows up, she wants to be an elementary teacher. She's inspired by her mom, who is a tech writer, and her grandmother, who is a principal. Southwest Elementary is proud to announce Catarina CJ as the April Student of the Month. Congratulations. Would Brandon Bajorn please come up? Brandon from Spicewood Park Elementary School. As student council president, Brandon demonstrates exceptional leadership skills, working closely with his peers and teachers to make the school a better place. His classmates admire him for his helpful, kind, and approachable nature. Brandon is known for his strong work ethic and dedication to his studies. He takes pride in his academic achievements and consistently strives to excel in all his classes. Beyond the classroom, Brandon enjoys helping others and often lends a hand to those in need. Brandon aspires to be an engineer. With his passion for learning and commitment to making a positive impact, Brandon has a bright future ahead of him. Spicewood Park is proud to have such an amazing student as the April Student of the Month. Congratulations. Julian Aguilera, please come forward. Julian consistently models great leadership in the classroom. He also actively participates and excels in Resnick Mariachi Symphonic Band and has shown great leadership qualities in the classroom. Julian is on the honor roll and continues to improve by looking at ways to do better both in and outside of the classroom. Julian's willingness to go above and beyond in all aspects of school life reflects exceptional character and commitment to personal growth. Resnick is proud to announce Julian Aguilera as the April Student of the Month. Congratulations.
Will the parents or family stand up, we'd like to recognize you also. Thank you very much for sharing your child with us. We are very proud of them, so congratulations to all of you. I'll get to give you a picture, okay? Squeeze in a little bit. There we go.
That's already big smile. 1, 2, 3. Alex, buddy, so only 2 here. Hang on 1 second. Anybody else want to take a group picture?
Great job. Thank you guys.
Okay, at this time, we would like to recognize our top 2 graduating students from each high school. First up is Southwest High School. The Southwest High School salutatorian for the class of 2024 is Kathleen Bendaly. Kathleen, or Katie, is the president of the National Honor Society and is a 3-sport athlete who participates in volleyball, baseball, and track. Katie is also a member of the Superintendent Student Advisory Council, National Technical Honor Society, Chemistry Society, and the Student Athlete Leadership Team, and participates in the GT program. Katie has earned recognition from the College Board for the PSAT performance, earning the National Rural and Small Town Recognition Award. She will also graduate with her associate's degree from Palo Alto College. Katie plans to earn her bachelor's degree in business management and wants to start as a project manager, eventually earning her master's degree and becoming CEO of a company. Katie, you have made Dragon Nation very proud.
I know that we have Katie's mom and dad in the audience, so, and brother and sister, so if you would please stand, we'd like to recognize you also. They are educators in our district, and thank you so much for not only being educators, but for bringing your children to our district. So thank you all very much. Tell us, where do you plan to go to college?
Yeah, I'm either going to TCU or the University of Arizona.
Wow.
I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so the Southwest High School valedictorian is Isaac Doss. He is not here, but we are going to brag about him.
Because where is he?
He is at Princeton University, where he will be attending college. His future alma mater. Isaac played football for all 4 years of high school, served as class officer in his junior and senior years. He is currently the student council president. Isaac has earned the very prestigious status of Commended National Merit Scholar and is an AP Scholar with distinction. While in high school, he earned his medical assistant certification and will graduate with his associate's degree from Palo Alto College. Isaac has received a full ride scholarship to Princeton University through the Questbridge National College match system. He's looking forward to studying biological and chemical engineering at Princeton and pursuing admission into medical school. Southwest High School is so proud of Isaac Doss. The Southwest Legacy High School salutatorian is Emily Castañeda. Please come forward. Now, even though Emily can be quiet and shy, she is an academic powerhouse. As a leader, she has been an active Legacy National Honor Society member for 3 years and has served as its parliamentarian and historian. As a student, Emily has a quiet, disarming disposition that makes her a great collaborative teacher and peer. She's always ready and willing to help and learn. She knows how to listen and then respond, which is a skill that requires great patience and maturity. Emily will be taking all of these wonderful characteristics with her to Texas A&M University San Antonio this fall and will be majoring in biology. Her ultimate goal is to become an anesthesiologist. Your Titan family is proud to congratulate you on all your work.
Emily's family here. You'll please stand. Emily, so you're going to go to Texas A&M? Awesome. job. So congratulations. Thank you.
The Southwest Legacy High School valedictorian, Victor Davis, please come forward. Woo-hoo! Victor is a great student, leader, and human being. He is the Interact Club president and a very active member of the Legacy National Honor Society. He is a great example of kindness, volunteerism, and character in his culinary class. What makes him even more special is his nurturing personality. He knows when to jump in and be a leader, when to take a back seat and let someone else learn to be a leader. He also knows the value of doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It can't be said enough. He is a well-rounded person and student. Because Victor is so diversely talented, he is currently weighing his college and career options. Southwest Legacy High School knows that Victor will succeed in all of his endeavors. Southwest Legacy is proud of his many past and future accomplishments.
Victor's school mom wants to take a picture with both of them because she has known both of them since 7th grade. So the school mom and her balance, so it's beautiful, beautiful.
And a funny story is, we were talking about on the way over here, in 8th grade, yearbook, they were voted most intelligent, the both of them. So we're gonna dig out that picture, put it side by side.
Big smile, and 1, 2, 3.
All right, now for Cast STEM, and forgive me if I'm not saying this, Esther Alili, is that right? Alele. Cast STEM High School salutatorian. She is a Cast STEM salutatorian. Esther has participated in the Student Council, National Honor Society, ACE Mentoring, and Technology Student Association throughout her time at Cast STEM. She has been a historian for the Academic Decathlon and Class of 2024. She will graduate with an Associate of Liberal Arts degree from Palo Alto College in May. This fall, Esther plans to attend the University of Incarnate Word to major in interior design and minor in marketing so she can design and market her own bakery and create a Christian apparel brand. Congratulations, Esther.
Esther's parents will please stand. We'd like to recognize you also.
My mom. And big smile. 1, 2, 3.
Esther, did you say what you wanted to go to school at? Oh, that's not you, you're a cardinal. There you go, congratulations.
The Cast STEM High School valedictorian for the class of 2024 is Alicia Lopez. Alicia. Throughout her time at Cast STEM, Alicia has participated in ACE Mentoring, Film Club, and Yearbook, and served as secretary for the Anime Club and National Honor Society. She will graduate with an Associate of Science degree from Palo Alto College in May. Alicia plans to enroll in the Texas Fame program with Toyota this fall and continue working for this wonderful company. Cast STEM is so proud of Alicia. Congratulations.
If her parents could please stand up, or any family members, please stand up.
Smile. 1, 2, 3. Big smile, and 1, 2, 3.
Way to go, graduates.
And she already has a job. She's going to be working with Toyota through Texas Fame.
at this time, we would also like to recognize some of our powerlifting athletes who have qualified for state. From Southwest Legacy, we have sophomore Marissa Chavaria, who came in 11th place. Please come forward.
There you go, Melissa.
Big smile. 1, 2, 3.
We also have junior Alex Rivetta, who came in 12th place. Please come forward. Congratulations. And you're their coach? You want- Okay, let's see. Yes. Yeah.
There you go, coaches, too.
At this time, we'd like to call up State Representative John Lujan to present a certificate of recognition for Southwest ISD's Mexican American School Board Association Award to our board. Please come forward.
Thank you. I wanted to, before I present this, I wanted to say what a blessing it is to see students achieving such great accomplishments, and especially in the STEM, and then when I hear project management, I have a technology company, and most of the project managers are men, but the best project managers are the women, because they're really good on all the detail and things like that. So seeing you go in there, and that's going to be really, really awesome. But a lot of this is not possible without good leadership. And you guys are blessed here. As a state representative, I represent this area, going all the way across to the southeast, east, and even on the north side. And I'm telling you, I see all kinds of districts. You guys are doing it right here at Southwest. And a lot of this goes to the leadership, Dr. Ball, and the school board members for the things that they have done. And so anytime I have a chance to recognize the school board, I wanted to do this. And this is from the state of Texas. It's a certificate of recognition. And before I read it, I would just like to ask the president to come on down. Instead of making everybody come down, I'll just pick on your president, right? That's what they're there for. He's the president guy. And this is presented to the Southwest Independent School District, San Antonio, on receiving the Outstanding Cultural Initiative and Outstanding District Board Awards from the Mexican American School Boards Association. Congratulations and thank you for your exemplary service to the community. And thank you for what a great leader you are.
And 1, 2, 3. You have this one? And smile. 1, 2, 3.
But since this is such an honor, would you mind taking a picture with the whole board and the superintendent?
I would love to do that, yes. I tried to save you on
Tops are. Perfect, perfect. There you go. All right. Yes, there we go. Ready? And big smile. 1, 2, 3. More. And 1, 2, 3.
Hold on, one more. There you go. Congratulations.
Hoping it was on a video.
we good?
Yes.
Okay, and thank you again, John. It means a lot to us. You know, we've been working hard for quite some time together, and we do a good job. Yes, we do, and I'll say that because I'm proud of my board, our board, us. And we do it for the children. And you guys make us feel so proud. Thank you for all your hard work, okay? And please just keep on working hard. It'll pay off, okay? With that said, this has been the most exciting part of this meeting, okay? I know some of you would like to stay with us throughout the whole rest of the meeting, but at this time, we'll take about a 2-minute break, and if you'd like to leave, you're more than welcome. Again, if you'd like to stay for the rest of the meeting, another couple hours, you're welcome. But at this time, if you'd like to leave, you're welcome to leave. Item 4, public comments.
Yes, sir. We have
Yes or
two speakers signed
Okay.
up. So I'm going to read over the public hearing rules of engagement and then allow the speakers to go. When addressing the audience during the public forum, speakers' commentary must adhere to the following. Everyone must model courtesy and respect. Speakers shall not employ profane or threatening language, nor shall they engage in any personal attacks. The public has the right to make critical and harsh remarks. However, the expectation is that the message delivered by the speaker is done so in a constructive manner with a collaborative purpose. Speakers are expected to respect both the decorum of the public meeting and the authority of the board. The Board of Trustees requests that derogatory and inflammatory statements and personal attacks on individuals be avoided. Caution should be exercised in publicly attacking specific individuals. In accordance with Board Policy BED Local, the board shall not deliberate or respond to any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. Speakers who have signed up to speak on a specific agenda item must focus their comments on the posted agenda item. We have Mike Monsev, person who signed up to speak for general comments this evening. Sir, if you're ready, you have 3 minutes.
Yes. Just, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Board and Superintendent Ball. My name is Mike Monsev with ASAP Security. I've been before you before. We were here as part of a technical security assessment that was performed for the district. And during that time, I got to meet with a lot of your students, your staff, the administrators, and see what an amazing organization you guys had. During that time, we were part of a team that did a slew of penetration tests throughout your schools and analyzed all of the technology within the school. And the reason I'm here today is to talk to you about your agenda item for the Access Control System 2324-022 that's in your board packet tonight. So a little bit about our company. Obviously, we have firsthand knowledge. We've been in every single one of your schools and analyzed exactly what's going on. And we were the ones who successfully infiltrated and identified issues within the school and how to fix them and made those recommendations. You may or may not have seen our report, but several hundred pages on every single facility, breaking down every single piece of your technology that you have deployed today. One of the unique things about our company is that we're one of the largest privately held security companies in the state of Texas, and that's a big difference compared to our competitors who are all private equity and venture capital backed. So what does that mean? That the ownership is actively engaged. I'm here because I care. You're not just a number, you're not just a customer, right? We have real world experience and award-winning reputation. I want to be mindful of your time. This is a breakdown of that's in your board packet. And in it, you'll see some wide discrepancies in pricing between vendors, significant discrepancies. And I want to highlight that because the way that the scoring matrix is set up is half of the points go to price. There's a couple of problems with this. Is you're comparing some things with proposers who do not meet the minimum requirements in the bid. So specifically, Digi Security Systems and Indominus Consulting do not meet the minimum requirements, and that could be licensing with their locality to your district or even being authorized. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about procurement. They took the bids that came in, they put it through the scoring matrix just like they would. But these things that are the minimum requirements were not in the bid process as far as a scoring matrix. And so you're seeing numbers from vendors who don't necessarily meet the minimum requirements. So really that brings it down to 3 different competitors that you should be comparing. And you may notice a number that I highlighted in red. It's a huge, stands out when you compare it to the 2 other companies. In a bid like this, a difference between $50,000 to $70,000 when there's several $1 million
30
is a
seconds.
pretty tight bid. This number is basically represents our cost to do the project. This was the bid sheet that we turned in, and I want to make sure that you guys know that you can't see exactly what's included in the bid. This access control system will set the standard for your security moving forward. You've previously used this company. The
Time is up,
report
sir.
is in there, so take a look at it. Dig deeper.
Next up, we have Amanda Throckmorton and the FFA group.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Guerrero, and I'm the Southwest FFA president.
I'm Seth Kruger. I'm the secretary.
We would like to invite the board members and the senior staff to our FFA banquet on May 15th. We have a save the date and a meal ticket for you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You done? Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else, friend?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay. Then we'll move to item 5, consent agenda, A, B, C, and D. Board members, you've had that before you. Any questions?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
You have a motion, a second. Hearing no questions, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Item 6, board amendment.
That's part of the consent agenda, I believe, right? You said board amendment?
Board amendment.
Yeah.
Who's presenting per CE local, the board shall amend the budget.
But it is part of, it should be part of the consent agenda.
Well, so just asking the board to approve the board amendment. This is kind of the end of the year where campuses are moving their monies around to spend here in April before we close out the school year. So most of the items are campus driven, for buy supplies, buy custodial supplies, and for startup equipment for next year. And so we're asking the board to approve the board amendment.
Questions?
I move.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item 7A, instruction update.
Now we have Mr. Kruger's gonna give us some updates.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. I'm going to bring up Rafael Bedoya with Kruger Architects and Paul Gamble with CGC. And we're going to start having probably pretty regularly reports every month now from here on out until the 2023 bond is open. So they're here to present on the press box job. And so if you have any questions after they're done, that we can answer them for you.
Good evening again, Mr. President, Superintendent, members of the board. Raphael with Fluger Architects, Paul Gamble with CGC. He's the project manager on the site, or on the project. And since it is our first board report, I might give a little bit more explanation, but typically we'll keep this short and sweet like we typically do. So the notice to proceed was given in 2 packages. The first one was December 15th, which was mostly the demolition, and you've noticed that the demolition of the building has already been completed. February 9th was package 2, which included basically everything else on the project. And right now, our substantial completion date is August 16th. We're still on target to meet that date, so just right before the beginning of the football season, and we should be ready to go. The pay application number 2 that was submitted through the end of March was about at 8%, and right now they're tracking well. For the most, for the general information, the contractor's mobilized. They're keeping a safe and secure perimeter, keeping track of anybody that's in the area for safety concerns, obviously, because it is an active campus. We're processing a lot of submittals right now related to site, related to structure, related already to finishes. We're already processing a lot of that paperwork. We have secured a building permit, so that's why they're actively on site. Right now, what they're doing is doing the plumbing rough-ins for the foundation, because they've already done all the piers, so they've already drilled all the piers for the foundation. We're looking to get concrete out there for the beginning of May, and by mid-May, we should be getting the steel out there to start erecting the steel. Well, just some photographs from last week that shows some of the drilling activities that they were doing for the piers. I mean, right now everything's tracking on schedule, so we're optimistic that as long as materials and weather permits, we should be on track to get it ready. Anything that you want to add, Paul? You're
No,
good?
sir. That's good. Questions, anyone?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next, I'm going to introduce Carl Hornbuckle and Heath Winrick from RBK. They're actually going to have a presentation now on the construction documents for the new central office building. There will be an action item later where we will ask for approval of those under the business and finance side. So I'll turn it over to Carl.
Thank you. Thanks, Thomas. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Ball. Very pleased to be here. As you know, we are working on the new central office facility. This is something that has been a long time coming for Southwest ISD, and it has been a real pleasure for me and for us to get to be a part of this project. You know, there's so much work that the district does for our teachers and our students. The district is growing. There's always a need for new schools. There's a need for improved and renovated schools. But I'm well aware that the work that happens here at central office is also a part of the backbone of this district. And it has been something that since I've had the opportunity to work with Southwest ISD since 2006, and there have been discussions that entire time about what this district might need to be doing for our central office facility. So now here we are in 2024. We've made it to this point. What I have for you tonight is just a very brief presentation on where we are with our construction documents. Ultimately, as Thomas mentioned, what we'll be looking for is approval from you all for these to be issued. Ken Kahn, as you may recall, is our construction manager. They've done quite a bit of work themselves with Southwest. They're very familiar with the district. Most recently worked on renovation work at the high school. And I believe they're also working on Bob Hope right now. It's another project they have with the district. So they will be putting this out for bid for subs for work to construction work to get underway and more in earnest this summer. You can step right outside and see some of the demolition work that has already begun with abatement. So without further ado, this is a aerial view, a bird's eye view, looking at the new facility, more or less overhead from where we are right now. So at the point of completion for the project, once this building is no longer here, we will have that outdoor park space that can be utilized by staff and more of the community. To the left of the screen would be where the pony fields are and the existing health clinic. We'll be tied into our existing parking lot that's immediately adjacent to where we are now. with a lot of supplemental parking to the north of the new facility. In our mind, the existing parking will be used for visitors who will approach the building from this side. Staff, kind of day-to-day use of the building, a lot of that larger parking to the north is how they will approach the facility. So it really kind of has two front doors, if you will. You see a little bit more of that with this collage of images. So on the top left, the image we see there is the approach that our visitors will have as they come up to the building. On the top right, you see that same approach from the north. So that's the other side of reaching the building. It's a two-story facility, but with what we call the bridge, creating that point of entry to go into the building, so you have that span across, connecting the whole facility on the second floor. On our lower two images on the lower left, we're standing back in the park area looking towards the building, and what you see on the left-hand side of that image is an outdoor shaded covered area for staff to use, like at lunchtime or at a break time. It's immediately off of the work cafe. I have an image I can show you a little bit later in the presentation for what that work cafe will look like. And then the last image on the lower right is just the completion of that entry walk. So we have those banners that spell out SWISD. Those kind of connect out to the street towards the campus loop, really towards the direction of Southwest Elementary. So that's kind of the formal east end of the building, if you will. Let me walk you very briefly through the floor plan as a reminder. This is the first floor of the building, and when you approach the building on the first floor, there's two front doors. This front door, you enter here into the lobby, and this is our everyday entry for all of our staff. On the main part of the building on the first floor, we have our business and finance division. We'll have the administration and human resources. This is that work cafe that I mentioned that's really for all staff. And then you will go to the second floor from there for the rest of the central office facilities. This was designed, though, with the idea in mind is that you have a secondary lobby that can be used when we're having board meetings like we're having tonight. So you don't have to open the entire central office up. You can have people approach the building on this side, enter the lobby, and then come into the boardroom. And that boardroom is also set up where it can be used for large meetings. It can be divided up into smaller meeting spaces for professional development. We want you to be able to make use of that space and capitalize on it, not just sort of once a month when we're here for a board meeting, but as the month goes on with lots of other routine activities. And the bulk of this part of the building then is space for the communications, PR, and partnerships department. They're also located on the first floor. When we go to the second floor, then you see the majority of that floor is space that's given over to curriculum and instruction for each of their individual divisions and departments, along with the Office of the Superintendent. And the Office of the Superintendent is the suite of spaces that's in that bridge connector that links both parts of the building on the second floor and overlooks out towards the park area as well as the entry to the north. I have just a few other images that I wanted to share that gives you a glimpse inside the building. So this is looking at the lobby space in what we call Building B. So Building B is the two-story building where a lot more of the departmental offices are. If you look at this plan over here, we've stepped in the door to the building. If we were looking straight ahead, we would see this gentleman going through these doors. This is a secure lobby that cordons off the rest of the building. And to our left is where the security desk is. That's this desk that's shown here. And immediately above that is the flight of stairs that takes you to the second floor. Once you get to the second floor, if you kept walking around this balcony, that's how you would approach the Office of the Superintendent. We're looking at a palette of materials that's very consistent from the exterior to the interior. So on the exterior, where we used a lot of CMU masonry as well as brick masonry with some wood treatment in both a fiber material, it's called Fiberon for our siding, along with a wood finish on our metal soffit. We're pulling in some of that wood detailing onto the building interior, both on the walls, and on this rendering, it actually extends onto the ceiling scape above us. So we're trying to look for some of that commonality from inside to outside. This is just a glimpse of a typical work area in the building where we have a mix of workstations and individual enclosed offices. And then for our last image, I thought I would just share a glimpse into the work cafe. So this is a common space that's shared by all in the building. We're thinking again about kind of a neutral palette that gives you some opportunity in terms of our furnishings that you'll be looking at later on, you know, as the project progresses in terms of how the building gets outfitted. So still a very clean palette, something that the building will be able to grow into over the next 50 years of the district's history. So with that, I thought I'd just leave you with this last exterior image and ask if you have any questions
I have a
for me.
question.
Yes.
So I was looking at the little refrigerator in that conference room, and right now everybody has their own refrigerator wherever
Mhm.
they are, scattered all around. So is there another? I don't see that fitting everybody's lunch.
We have, so what we've called for is, there's actually two refrigerators. There's one here and one here in the work
Okay.
cafe. And if I go back to our floor plans, let me start on the first floor. So for each department, there are what we call secondary kind of remote work areas.
Oh, okay.
It's a combination. It's where they'll have a shared printer that's like a network printer, but then there's also a sink and either an under-counter fridge, so you can keep bottled water, you can keep smaller things there, or in some of the remote areas, like especially on the second floor for C&I, where they're kind of furthest from the work cafe, we have another full-size fridge.
Oh, great. Okay.
And then in the main building where the boardroom is, we have what we're calling a servery. So it's an outfitted space that does have a full-size fridge when you're having either a board meeting and dinner is being served, or if you're having some of that professional development and you're bringing in like lunches for everyone, there's another whole refrigerator set up there.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you all so much.
you, Carl.
Really pleased to be able to share this with you all tonight.
So, sir, later on, as it will be an action item to have you all approve the construction documents so we keep moving forward.
Thomas, was that all the?
Yes, ma'am.
No worries.
Monthly tax report.
Tax report, we're right under 94%, so we're hoping to get by August be over 99%. 99.5 is kind of our goal, so we're on task. We're on par right now.
Financial and investment reports you've had before you. Board members, stop me if any questions. Report on gift requests. Enrollment report. Purchases over 50,000. City of San Antonio 2024 Teen Mental Health Survey. Does someone have something?
So I have that. I have that one for us tonight. And so this, you've seen this one, we've done this annually. So the City of San Antonio, in partnership with the San Antonio Youth Commission and Project Worth Teen Ambassadors, have asked us to participate in this teen mental health survey. We did participate into this last year. This is an opt-in. So parents have to give permission for their students to be able to participate in this. And they're targeting students that are 12 years old to 19 years old, or 7th grade to 12th grade. And so all they're asking us to do is provide information to parents so that parents can forward their children to the website to be able to take this. The City of San Antonio uses the data for this to help produce other projects and plans. One of the things that they target is mental health and assistance through their partnerships. So they're asking us to please push this out to parents. As I said, I've given you a copy of the survey so that way you can take a look at the items that they're requesting, but it is an opt-in, and when we send this out to parents, we will list the questions so that parents have a right to see the questions prior to their students being able to take this survey.
How are we reaching out to the parents? Just through
mailers?
We actually put it on our website, and then we go ahead and we will push this out to the age range of parents through whatever groups through their social work.
Questions, any more? Thank you. Board of Trustees Continuing Education Report, I have that, if I can find it. Here we go. Okay, it is required to be read before every election. In a non-legislative year, members are required to earn 8 hours of credit. New members have additional requirements and must attend 16 hours of training. Below is the current status of training requirements. Local district orientation has been completed by 2 new board members, Jose Diaz and James Gonzalez. Intro to Texas Education Code is pending on behalf of Jose Diaz and James Gonzalez. And when I say pending, it's because we still have time to complete and they're being scheduled. Tier 2, Team of 8, board members and superintendent have completed the Team of 8 training. Required board training, child abuse prevention have been completed by Daniel Carrillo, Jose Diaz, James Gonzalez, Ida Sadolkin, James Sullivan, myself, Sylvester Vasquez Jr., and is pending for Florinda Bernal. Cybersecurity, completed by Daniel Carrillo and Ida Sadolkin, pending for Florinda Bernal, Jose Diaz, James Gonzalez, James Sullivan, and myself, Sylvester Vasquez Jr. Evaluating and improving student outcomes was completed by all board members. Post-leg update to TEC was completed by Florinda Bernal, Daniel Carrillo, myself, Sylvester Vasquez Jr., pending for Ida Sadolkin and James Sullivan Jr., not applicable for Jose Diaz and James Gonzalez, as provided by intro to TEC requirements. School safety, completed by Daniel Carrillo, Jose Diaz, Ida Sadolkin, Sylvester Vasquez Jr., pending for Florinda Bernal, James Gonzalez, and James Sullivan. Tier 3, discretionary continuing education. All board members have met or exceeded their continuing education requirement. Board members, questions? Hearing none, this is a report only. Okay, item 8, Administration and Human Resources. A, consider approval of resolution to show district support to attain Purple Star status at all Southwest ISD campuses.
Ms. Barsonis has this one, but before she starts, I want to commend her and her team because I know that we have done a lot of other things this year that have not been done in the past to obtain this Purple Star status. So thank you to you and your team, and you may proceed.
So with extreme pride as a former military child, I'm here to present to you a resolution so that we may accomplish something that we have never accomplished, which is receiving a TEA Blue Star campus recognition on all our campuses. To attain that, you have to go through some rigorous steps, ensuring that you do hold military-connected families and support them through services, through web paging, through activities, making sure that they have outreach to other services, social services, that we have ambassadors that meet the needs of students when they first transition from wherever they're posting to. And so for the first time, we have support from all campus principals. We are hosting an event from April through May at every single campus, so you will receive the pin. So when military get promoted, they get a pinning ceremony. So because April is the month of the military child, we're asking our military-connected families to pin their children for the service that they do as part of military families. And so we bring to you a resolution to ask specifically, I'm just going to read 2 sections of it, that the Southwest School Board, that the School Board of Southwest ISD officially supports all military children and family, and that the Southwest School Board encourages all school staff and community members to initiate, support, participate in appreciation activities designed to recognize the exceptional role and unique sacrifices of our military-connected youth and make it our nation's best interests. So we ask that you sign the resolution so that we can attempt to attain this Blue Star credential, and we would hold it for 2 years if they accept our applications for each one of our campuses.
Awesome.
That's what I said, as a military family, they got here in 3rd grade. This is great. This district took care of me and my family when we first got here. So it's great that the rest of the district is all these kids are going to feel the same love from the community and giving back to them. And veteran with me and you as Air Force members and Gonzalez's wife is Amber. We have a lot of military families in this community, so this is awesome.
Is that a motion?
Oh, yeah. Second, maybe, I guess.
We have a motion and a second. That the board approve the resolution to show district support for each campus to apply for Purple Star status from TEA. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, motion passes. Okay. Business and Finance, consider approval of construction documents for the new central office building project.
This has to do with the presentation that you just heard to approve the information that was just presented to the board.
So,
I move.
no, that's okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Do it.
But we're just asking, district staff is recommending that we approve the construction documents so we can move forward with the central office project as presented.
Second.
I second.
We have a motion, the second, the board approves the construction documents that have been presented by RVK.
I have a question.
Questions?
Brandon,
Yes,
at the subcommittee meeting, we talked about making the change in the superintendent's suite.
Yes, all that's been done. We'll have an updated at the next meeting to show you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So at the subcommittee meeting, I requested that Mona's office be soundproofed with walls so that when we go in and speak, or if somebody's waiting for Dr. Ball, it's not in the wide open, so.
It's more like a closet space. I'm just kidding.
It's similar to this, but, you know, with
Yes.
more privacy because of the level of confidentiality.
Yeah, those changes are made.
Awesome, okay.
We'll send them out to
Any
you.
other questions? Hearing none? Entertain a motion?
We already did.
Okay, you did. We have a motion, the second, the board approve the construction documents that have been presented by RVK.
All those in favor?
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, consider approval to award the contract for RFP 2324-024 school nutrition software.
Yes, sir. We're going to have Winston Gatton come up. He's going to present this topic.
Can I get a recommendation for it?
You can actually present this, Winston. They haven't heard this one yet.
We've had the same software POS system, does nutrient analysis and everything since 2009. So we really need an update to our software. We had 4 proposals with the RFP, and we recommend CyberSoft after we evaluated all 4 for the best value for the district.
Funding comes from Child Nutrition Service Funds. Okay.
Yeah, Winston will be paying this out of his budget that
Yes,
he
sir.
receives every year.
Board members,
It'd be
questions?
somewhere around $53,380 for the initial year, and then every year for the next 5 years, $37,464.
Is this the system that the parents will be able to load their kids and, oh no, everything's free, right?
But we still have
we
parents
still
that
have
put money
parents.
on their accounts to buy.
And this will be the system that they use?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's just as easy as the one we have now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I think the district may stay with My School Books for other functions.
This starts at the beginning of next school year, or as soon as they can get it?
No, sir. The beginning of next school year.
Okay.
I move.
I second.
A motion and second, the board approve the purchase of school nutrition software for the initial price of $53,380,000 with a 5-year average cost of $37,464. Questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Item C, consider approval of RFP 2324-022 for access control system.
Yes, Thomas is gonna talk about this.
So Mark Figueroa was not able to be here tonight, so I'm filling in. So as part of the district-wide plan to outfit our sites with the possible security solutions, district staff released an RFP for access control. The RFP 2324-022 was sent out. We had 5 vendors respond with proposals. The total cost for the RFP 2324-022 would be $1,334,526, and the recommendation from district staff, based on the established evaluation criteria, that it be awarded to 360 Integrated at the $1,334,526.
I have a couple of questions unfortunately for Mark.
I might be able to answer them for you. We sat on the.
And I'd like to do a little more looking into this. I know, Aga, how do you feel? You feel the same?
I'm just a little, I'm a little concerned of what the gentleman said earlier about minimum standards, or I wrote it down, minimum requirements. So is this something like we have to start tomorrow, or can we pull it and get a little more information?
Well, I will say that we've been postponing doing access control at all our campuses for almost since the bond passed. We got the funds back in August, and then we went through a safety audit. And one of the main thing the safety audit says is that we need to get access control in our campuses because we don't have it in the majority of our campuses. 360 Integrated is the, I don't work directly with them, but 360 Integrated is what we currently have at the campuses, at the high schools and the middle schools. And I know in the audit doesn't specifically say that we need to have this specific type of access control, just have access control. So just on the business end of it, this is only my opinion on it, it's a big difference in pricing. But I mean, Mark's not here to answer for it. I wasn't part of the reference checks, but access control is a need. So the longer we keep delaying, I mean, it's up to you guys. I know y'all got the decision.
My concern is security is a big issue, and I just would feel more comfortable maybe getting presentations from, the people that have put in for it. It might take a little more time on our behalf, but it's just, Daniel, you're big on security. How do you feel?
You gotta do it, you do it right first time. If even one of us had a question, yeah, pricing is one, and we're, trying to be budget conscious, but like you said, security's.
It's our campuses, our children.
Yeah, what was the choice based on? Was there enough research done to see if they
Yes,
were
ma'am,
gonna be offering something that we could work with?
The RFP was put together by a group of district staff. We went out for bid. We had a pre-proposal, walked all the campuses, or not all of them because some of them were identical floor plans, but we went through the whole process. The selection criteria and all the information that was asked for in that RFP was reviewed. Reference checks were done, and this was the presentation way it came out. And just from my point of view, the biggest thing, there wasn't really a big discrepancy in the project management ability and the relevant experience. It was all in price. I mean, that's almost $1 million in price, I believe, just over $1 million.
Do we know of other districts that they're doing work for?
They work with us. So
I
360.
know they work with us,
Yeah,
but
so-
are there others that they have done the access control with already?
They're already
I
doing
know-
access control with us.
Yeah. But I know Mr. Figueroa will be able to answer that question. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would-
I don't have the
30
list
days.
of the references with me tonight, so. I didn't-
Sylvester.
Okay.
Tell Brown back that way.
We could, how big would 30 days hurt us?
Well, I think if you're asking us to, are you asking us to not validate the RFP and release a new RFP?
No.
Because this RFP's already been recommended and, like, by district staff, so are you asking that the board's gonna do that now instead of us?
Yeah, this is.
I mean, I'm
fine.
just trying to follow like what you want to, because we could void the RFP and then go through the process again and start over.
No.
Or
No.
do you want us to bring in, because there's,
Go ahead, Val, sorry.
no,
So
I'm just
who-
trying to follow what you want us to do.
Well, I guess normally I don't really, I mean, I put my complete faith in the people that do all the process. I guess my biggest thing is I don't understand what the gentleman said about somebody not meeting minimum requirements. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know that either, but I know he was referencing two firms that aren't on,
We're not
like,
selected.
that were on a different slide. He took two firms that actually bid. that were
Oh,
not
okay.
awarding those two.
So the 360, we know they meet the minimum requirements?
Based on our specs
Based
and
on
our,
this, ma'am.
Okay.
according to Mark and Thomas. I didn't read the specs, I didn't go through it, I wasn't part of the process.
Based on the RFP that was put out, they
I
don't
moved.
meet the qualifications.
I trust their judgment.
Yeah.
I don't feel they would ever recommend something that wasn't completely vetted.
Yeah.
Although there is a big difference in price, but a lot of times it's happened before,
Yeah.
you know.
I second.
We have a motion is second. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. Curriculum instruction, consider approval of the contract with the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching, NIET.
Yes, Delila has this one.
Yes, so we're ready to move forward with our mathematics framework. Previously, we've been discussing the literacy framework, and so this afternoon we have Ms. Veronica Wilson, who's going to take us through our new grant.
So, good evening, Board of Trustees, Dr. Ball, and senior staff. I come before you today to seek approval on a contract with the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching. So, as you recall, back in February, Ms. Terrazas provided an item of information that Southwest ISD was granted a LASSO grant, Strong Foundations Planning Grant, in the amount of $250,000. Strong Foundations Planning Grant involves the TEA awarding districts with money for them to provide an instructional framework aligned to the research-based instructional strategies. And in our case, it will be for math. So there are three things that we must do in order for us to continue with this grant. The first is that we assure that our curriculum is aligned to the Texas Essential of Knowledge and Skills. Secondly, that we create an instructional framework that improves the curriculum implementation, and for math, that would be Eureka. And then lastly, that we partner with an approved provider by TEA. So today I am bringing to you the contract with the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching, which has been chosen as our approved provider. The funding of this contract will be coming from the grant awarded to SWISD by TEA. Per the grant guidelines, 50% of the funds that were given to SWISD on this grant need to go to the approved provider so that they can help us implement some of those core grant guidelines that we need to do. And so at this time, I would like to seek approval for the contract with NIET.
I second.
Motion and second that we approve the contract with the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching, NIET, at the cost of $126,500, which will come out of the grant cycle 2 that was already awarded. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Anyone against? Motion passes, thank you.
Thank you.
Consider approval of science textbooks selection.
Yes, and we have Bonnie that's gonna give us this information on all the work they've done for the science textbook selection.
Good evening, President Vasquez, board members, Dr. Ball, senior staff. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. Tonight I'm going to just talk about why we have the TEA proclamation of 2024 and the process we went through to select our textbooks for this coming year. So the reason why we have this proclamation is because the science TEKS are changing next year, and they will go in effect for the 24-25 school year. And with these new TEKS, they were created to increase vertical alignment, and they are to incorporate more specific scientific and engineering practices, and to emphasize critical thinking skills. So the State Board of Education has the proclamation of 2024 for the science instructional materials for kinder through 12th grade. So it gives the school districts an opportunity to purchase new science materials, which will be aligned to our new TEKS that will go into effect for next year. Just so that you know, the last time we went through this process was 10 years ago. So it's good that we're going to update our TEKS. So in November, as you remember, I did inform you that we were going to have the adoption committee members were present and that they were selected by their campus administrators. And here's a timeline of the events that has happened after that November meeting. So TEA created the official adoption list with all of the resources that were approved by the State Board of Education. And so all the campuses were able to review all of those materials, and they used a rubric to score which ones were the best. In January, the CNI staff and campus committee members were able to attend a presentation at Region 20 that had all of the vendors so that you could go and hear about the products and have questions answered if you had any. And so then in February, the adoption committee members had presentations about the new TEKS and the textbook adoption process, and that they went back and led their campuses in reviewing all of the materials and using the rubrics to score them to come up to the top 2 selections of the top 2 vendors. So then in March, those top 2 vendors, we did have them come to Southwest ISD so that they could present to Southwest ISD teachers, staff, administrators, community, so that everyone could be involved with that. And that was on March 20th and 21st. So that brings us now to April, and the textbook adoption committee members, teachers, administrators all voted for their final recommendation by using, by using a Google form. And Lindsay Buckman and I then presented our final recommendation to senior staff, and their votes were tabulated and determined the following recommendation. So for elementary, I have to say this slowly because it's a very mouthful. It's Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, which is we'll call them HMH for short. That is elementary, so that's K through 5. Middle school also went with HMH, and that will be 6 through 8. And then the high school went with Savas, which was formerly Pearson. So these are all big companies. Pending your approval for this evening, the next steps then would be once we have the approval, we will start our process of purchasing tomorrow with getting contacting the vendors, getting the requests and the quotes that are needed, finalizing of what materials that we need to purchase for our teachers and our students. Then it will come back in May of what the total amount is. So this evening, it is just asking for recommendation of the HMH for kindergarten to 5th to 8th grade for HMH, and for the high school to have Savas.
Thank you.
I move.
A second.
Motion and second. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the recommendation of the science textbooks and resources as selected by the district textbook committee members and science content teachers, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so much for all your work.
I did want to just recognize Ms. Lindsay Buckman, who's our new science coordinator and really did an amazing job taking us through all this process that Bonnie just described to us.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Okay, consider approval of board certified analysts and registered behavior technicians.
Yes, we got Dr. Hogan that's going to share this information with us. She did a wonderful job getting us a Strong Connections grant. So this is part of the Strong Connections grant in regards to making sure that we're building capacity within our staff. So it's a lot of information, but I know she'll give us the brief component of it.
Yes, good evening, Board President, Board members, Dr. Ball. I have to tell you, I am very excited about this grant. It is a big grant for us, but I do think it comes at a really important time as we're really addressing a lot of maladaptive behaviors, a lot of social emotional needs in the district. This grant was actually worked on by both the Special Ed Department and the Southwest Cares team. And it's really addressing lots of areas, but the one area we're really focusing on for this particular piece is we're talking about how are we going to address maladaptive behavior in the district. And so we've been working with our team at Region 20 and working through approved vendors. And one of the things that we talked about is really needing to look at how we're going to build capacity in the district. And so we are looking at wanting to bring in board certified behavior analysts and board certified behavior technicians. In order to do that, it does require a big training component. We want to partner with A&M to do that. And it is a year-long process for the behavior technicians, but what they bring to the table is really bringing training and experience to each campus. We are targeting 3 specific campuses at this time, which are both Spicewood, Resnick, and Legacy. Those are our high needs campuses at this time. And so with the approval of this particular plan, we will be building capacity on those 3 campuses first. They will be pairing up both the board behavior technicians and the board behavioral analysts in order to create teams on each of those campuses to not only create plans for kids that are in crisis, but be able to implement those on a basic level within the classrooms. And so what I'm looking to have approval for today is it's going to cost about $75,000 for the board behavioral technicians, and that is done through A&M. It's a partnership with them because we do have to have a board behavioral analyst oversee them until we get through that training piece. That part will be paid through the actual grant itself. And then the second piece is actually to build capacity, we need to actually look at having board behavioral analysts that would then oversee them over time. With that, building that capacity into the district, we can then train additional behavior technicians within ourselves rather than going through A&M. And so that's the piece that I'm looking for approval at this point. Any questions?
Yeah,
How would that, I know it's working hand with the CARES team, but how would they work, with them being on campus to make sure the kids, get everything they need?
So we're actually going to be identifying people on each of the campuses. So we're looking at paraprofessionals and teachers that we would pair together in groups. Those would be the individuals that we would then train that would be working on each campus. So we're identifying those individuals that are working really with our highest needs population. So some of them are special ed kids, but in all honesty, we have a lot of students across the district that are in the campuses that are not necessarily special ed, and they need that expertise in order to address their concerns.
I think one of the really great things about it is that they're not, our people have been trained on how to respond to a behavior. And this is more of how to prevent the behavior.
Correct.
And so I think a lot of it is with the ABA therapy and some stuff that have been proven to prevent behaviors, right? And so with that horrible incident that happened at Northside with that paraprofessional that, so we need, in my opinion, we need to be proactive in really protecting our staff and also training them on a kind of, I guess, being able to tell, okay, this is what I have to do to prevent this from happening. And not just, this is what I do when this happens.
Correct. Yeah, the
So-
behavior analysts actually prescribe a specific plan, and then the behavior technicians are the ones that then execute the plan. So it creates that pathway to be able to address as things are coming up. They learn the triggers and they learn how to be preventative. Absolutely.
And other school districts have these behavior therapists, but they contract with an outside company to provide the technicians, right? And so this way we can grow our own. And in essence, they would be compensated better than being contracted, because contract workers, they only work when the schools are open, right?
Correct.
And so they would have better benefits, they would, and a little bit more, when we need them. We have so many behavior issues just in.
So once we help with this tuition and initial training that they have to get certification, is there gonna be like some type of a requirement for them to give us certain amount of time working here? Because I don't wanna train them and then they go off
Absolutely.
somewhere else.
I'm working with Ms. Barsonis on creating a contract that they'll have to sign in order to make sure that they stay within the district, because it absolutely is an investment that we're asking them to make. But in all honesty, at this point, I really think the district would benefit from being able to build this program.
We do have a motion.
And a second.
Oh, a second. Oh, me? A second. Yeah, a second.
But now we have a motion and a second. And I'd like to just say that I really appreciate that you mentioned identifying children other than special needs, because there's many of those that need our special attention.
Absolutely.
And I like the fact that you're identifying. Okay, with that said, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you again. Okay. Do we have that one more thing?
Yes, we do. So, everybody should have gotten some invitations, but one that sticks out the most is next week we have our first Circle of Excellence. So I hope all the board can join us. So that is on April the 24th. We also have our elementary choir. We have the Penguin Project cast party in the Southwest High School in the auditorium. We have another event. So just wanted to point out all the invitations that y'all got. And then, of course, the one that you got.
Yeah, and go to the play. From what I understand, it's just really, really good. I haven't seen it yet, but.
Board members, does anyone have anything before we go into closed session? Okay, as permitted by sections 551.001-551.146 and pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.074 and 551.074, we now go into closed session at 7:21. Okay, we come back into open session at 8:54. Item 12.
I move that we approve the superintendent's recommendation on personnel.
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Do we have any other?
B, we have to discuss B. Yeah. As a.
Oh, consider approval of superintendent's contract as discussed in closed session.
I move that we approve the superintendent's contract as discussed in closed session.
Your motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Great. Do we have one more thing on the food drive?
Tomorrow we do, we have moved the food drive up from Thursday. As you know, last month it rained, and so a week ago it was predicted 46% chance of rain. It's only 10% tomorrow. Of course, it was 0% today, and it rained here. So we do have ponchos and things available for the people who are working, and the junior ROTC from Southwest High School is coming to volunteer at that. So we have about 400 cars and families that come that we serve. So we will be out there. The food truck will be out there at 8, but volunteers, we ask them to come at 9, and we work 9 till everybody's served, so that's about 12, 12:30.
Okay. Anything else, board members?
I think Roxy said she had something going on at Legacy on Friday.
I meant to ask her and she was like,
I think she's out of guest
Fiesta event?
Yes, it's their
During the
Fiesta,
school
it's a
day?
Fiesta Day event that they're having in the afternoon. And I'm getting that time right now.
We'll
It's
get a-
5:30?
We'll get a text out to everybody.
Yeah, we'll send it.
I don't think it was in this.
This is April, I mean, May.
Okay, happy Fiesta, everyone. Meeting closed at 8:56.